Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week we've got a lovely simple tuck stitch pattern using elastic again. I'm crushing on this yarn at the moment and I think a lot of people are enjoying it, so I thought I'd do a few demos with it. Now you can swap the elastic for a yarn that doesn't shrink. It'll just give you a different outcome, but it will be equally beautiful. So do test it out and experiment and see how you get on. So we'll be starting off by casting on a few needles and knitting a few rows in the mercerized cotton in tension 5, and we'll be moving on to tuck stitch, and this whole swatch is of course to do with tuck stitch. Go ahead and push forward 2 needles every 3 needles. So leave the first 3, push the next 2, leave the next 3, push the next 2, as I've done so here. Push your holding cams on to hold position, which is 2 to 1 for me on the silver reed, and knit 6 rows using the matte viscose yarns. Now I have linked the yarns below so you can go ahead and see the weights of the yarns or the thicknesses if you are interested. So go ahead and push your holding cams back to normal knit position and swap over to the elastic yarn and knit a few rows. So I've done about 4 rows in this demo, but you can of course do more or less as per your requirement. Going back over to tuck stitch, go ahead and push forward every other needle onto hold position and your holding cams back onto hold position. Swap over to the favourite Abigail, which is a viscose metallic blend, and knit 2 rows. So for this yarn, unfortunately, I can only do up to 2 to 4 rows and the maximum on hold because of the weight of the yarn. I also like to push all of my needles forward very carefully when going back to all knit position because sometimes it tends to drop the stitches off. So move back over to the elastic yarn and knit 4 plain rows, and then basically repeat the tucking. So I have changed the layout slightly. So I've done 2 needles in working, 2 needles on hold, 2 working and 2 on hold, and then change back to the matte viscose and knit about 6 rows. We could possibly get away by doing 8 rows maybe, but again it's a trial and error sort of technique. So push your needles all the way forward into working position and swap back over to normal knit position on your carriage, and then go back into your elastic yarn and knit a few rows. Go ahead and push every other needle forward using a needle pusher if you like, and cams back to hold position, knit 2 rows in the Abigail. So you can of course change your yarns if you wanted to, but I'm just showing you this demo as per the pattern I've done. Push all of your needles forward, make sure you do hold the stitches down very carefully when you do so it doesn't come undone, and knit a few rows in the elastic. And then finally I'm changing the needle layout again, leaving 3 needles in the beginning, 3 forward, 2 in working position, 3 forward, 2 in working position, and so on. Go ahead and push your cams back to hold position, go back to your matte viscose and knit as many rows as you want, maybe up to 8 at the most, but again you can do 4, you can do 2, you can do 6, it's up to you. It'll just give you a slightly different outcome. And that's the end to this swatch. I hope you enjoyed it. It's really simple, so effective, and if you do swap the elastic for a normal yarn that doesn't shrink, it will give you a different outcome. I'll see you next week. Bye.